love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be
Hello. How's everybody doing? So, before we continue, a Metro Trans Logistics LLC. Welcome to your show, you chameleon frauds. So you are now on the Axel Live Show. Everybody in the expedite community, tons of brokers, carriers, and drivers are going to know all about you. So, if you're new here, welcome. We uncover and expose trucking fraud, especially in the expedite side. To all my regular subscribers, supporters, sponsors, we got another one for you. Let me tell you, it's an endless supply. I could go on for years, probably with all these frauds. So, driver reached out to me, sent this directly to me. Here's his statement here. This company is no good. They have not paid me for what I have hauled in over a month, since before Thanksgiving. And now Christmas is almost here. All they say is it has been sent. I call my bank and they don't see anything. Yes, maybe only small paying load of $150, but I believe it's imagine, but imagine if it was a bigger paying load, which we have seen many a times from a lot of these frauds. And trust me, 150 is a small one, but we see a lot of smalls, mediums, and very large, up to, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 I've seen personally myself. So put them on blast for cargo van drivers to stay away from them. My name is Larry. Larry, no problem. Here's the show. Maybe you might want to send a nice tip. I always like tips for coffees, small donations, sponsors. They do matter, drivers. I know you guys are maybe suffering out there, not getting paid by these guys, but let's face it, I'm the only one that puts this out on video, so it's documented for others to see, including law enforcement, FMCSA, FBI, Homeland Security, and OIG, along with whoever's on my team, as well as Agent X. Agent X, he's going to see this show now. He's going to say, and I know he's going to look into them. But Agent X, finish the other projects first, because those are much bigger guppies to fry up. So let's go into it. Here's the email regarding the load. It was a round trip, actually. Must accept load market tracking. And for all you brokers out there and carriers, this load market tracking is also in one of my folders, just so you all know. So pick up Savannah, Georgia, deliver, it looks like, to Rincon, Georgia, and then from Rincon, Georgia, back to Savannah, Georgia. It was 10 pounds. It says cooler, and then he was going to return the cooler empty. Here's the first part of the fraud here, because I actually got in contact with Tiana, one of their members, and they're telling me that this carrier is not a Tiana member. So this is fraud because Tiana's been around for a long time. It's the Expedite Association of North America. And if I were Tiana, just like some of these other people out here, I would start making examples, because they're using your logo there and lying to everybody in the community saying they're a Tiana member. They put it right in their email. You need to file a lawsuit and sock it to these guys. These guys all need their punishment from every single angle. So let's move along. got a question, and hopefully the driver will reach out to me or put it in the comments section. So he sent me pictures even of the load. As we can see here, cooler strapped down. Nice job. I see you have the E-Tracks. Excellent. Larry, I don't know if that's you sitting there in the middle with the hard hat on, but if it is, congratulations. I like your outfit. I like those hard hats. I'm a little bit curious, though, as to why, whether it's you or the customer, why these specimens of whatever they are out from this cooler, because stuff like this should have a seal label on it, 100%. No driver should have to handle any kind of specimens like that being transported in a cooler. Not to mention, whatever it is can be tampered with, I should say. And then on the far right there, I believe that's the return cooler. So for all my brokers out there, here's the customer. You might want to reach out to them if you're looking for another customer. But I am going to tell you this SBA Global Logistics Services, what does it say? A Radiant Logistics Company. About 2 weeks ago, we were looking into this company, and there's some stuff there also. There's always stuff. So I don't know if this is, frauds dealing with frauds, but we got a semi folder on these guys here. But here's the load. Here's the BOL. You'll see the times. He's got the drop times, it looks like, on there. And whatever you guys want to do with it. Like I said, I'm putting this stuff out there. So any brokers that are dealing with frauds and the BOLs that come back to me, the PODs, whatever you want to call them, rate confirmations, everything. The drivers give it to me. I'm putting it out there. You guys don't want to vet correctly or don't know how to vet, or you're using these bogus, I'm telling you, vetting platforms. And we believe there's fraud going on over there too. Now you guys can take this MC number, run it through Highway, run it through My Care Portal, run it through Freight Validate. I wouldn't be surprised they have this MC good to go. And I'm telling you, they're not good to go. So let's move along. Look at that. I just wanted to show you my beautiful wig. I don't know why I got this slide in there, to be honest with you. But now we're going to start covering the authority, the corporations, and everything else I found. And let me tell you, folks, it's nothing out of the unusual for us that are exposing this fraud in the industry. But, we got to show it, make sure it's documented. So here's the authority, okay? MC 1220, DOT 3205798. Legal name, Metro Trans Logistics LLC, doing business as Metro Trans. And as you can see here, it's showing 2 power units. It's not showing any non-commercial units. So I don't know why a van is even carrying this load. And then it's showing 4 drivers. So you have 2 power units, but you have 4 drivers. Math isn't mathing. And I want you guys all to pay attention here now, because those 2 names there, Metro Trans Logistics LLC, as well as doing business as Metro Trans. And this authority right now is showing Columbus, Ohio. Remember this. So, as you can see here, this authority was granted in 2018. Now, for some of you who don't know, you got to read these from the bottom up, according to the years, of course. So, granted 2018, revoked January of 2025, and then reinstated January 29th of 2025. That's already a flag. So, as you can see here, here's the insurance history. Replaced, canceled, replaced, 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 canceled, replaced, canceled, replaced, canceled, replaced, replaced, replaced. Also, you read it from the bottom. And you know me, I'm very thorough and I check everything. But I noticed here, the last on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the insurance came from Drive New Jersey Insurance Company, which is interesting. And we're going to move along and you'll know why. So when you search for the corporations, we come up with Metro Trans Logistics LLC, inactive for Virginia, showing 2500 North Van Dorn Street, apartment 1607, which that apartment, that 2500 North Van Dorn, is also important to remember. And then you'll see here we have Metro Trans Logistics LLC, also in New Jersey. Now the top one says 2018, okay? This middle one shows 2020. And then, of course, we have Metro Trans Logistics LLC all of a sudden is in Ohio as of this past October of 2025. So we go to look at this corporation, the Ohio Corporation. It was started 3 months ago, okay, October of 2025, brand new. But yet we've seen this authority was, if we go back here, where was it? This authority was originally granted in 2018, not 2025, okay? So let's go back. So now we have it. Brand new corporation in the state of Ohio under this Lasha Zaridzi, who's got to be a fraud as well, or not, cannot say they don't know what's going on. So here's the Metro Trans Logistics LLC out of New Jersey, January of 2020, almost 6 years ago. This is the New Jersey Corporation, which, if you remember correctly, on that insurance, it shows that New Jersey insurance type holder. But here we have the Metro Trans Logistics LLC that does business as Metro Trans. So here's the original corporation. It even shows the 2500 North Van Dorn Street, apartment 1607. Yet this corporation is no longer active. It is inactive. But yet you can see this is a chameleon, and they're up to no good because they're switching these corporations from state to state and jumping around. Now, this inactive director or officer was Zurab Salukvadze, which I believe he's either Russian or Georgian. The other person, I don't remember. So we got this Zurab Zulakvadze, whatever. And as you can see up there, he had RPM Logistics LLC as well. In May of 2020, it looks like through August 2021, with that same apartment address, 2500 North Van Dorn Street. And then, as you can see, they're both inactive, but you had RPM Logistics LLC as well as the Metro Trans Logistics LLC. Both Virginia, both the 2500 North Van Dorn Street. And as you can see here, when we look in Broker Snapshot, if you people aren't aware, you can go onto a website called Broker Snapshot. You can plug in MC number, DOT number, names. You can do all kinds of stuff. And you can, if you know how to read through this stuff, you can get a lot of information for free. As you can see here, RPM Logistics, I'm looking at this bottom slide here. RPM Logistics, same thing. You'll see even on there, it shows the history. Originally, it started at the North Van Dorn Street. And you'll see up there, Metro Trans Logistics with the MC and DOT number, and then the RPM Logistics with the MC and DOT number. What's interesting there is, though, it's showing on Broker Snapshot, Newton, PA. So, listen, I didn't want to go look. I already know what's going on. It's nonsense. It's fraud. It's a chameleon carrier. And as you can see here, then we have the Metro Trans Logistics LLC. And you can see, same thing. I put them both here this time. Metro Trans Logistics on top, RPM Logistics on the bottom. And as you can see, they both held the 2500 North Van Dorn Street. And according to Broker Snapshot, Metro Trans as recently as 2019, March of 2019. And then on the bottom, the RPM looks like as early as August of 2020. So just a few months apart within the same year, basically, just the year overlapped. So here we have RPM Logistics LLC Corporation, and we have the Metro Trans Logistics LLC, again, both showing Virginia, both showing now Zurab Salukvadze, okay? Apartment 1607, 5 years ago and 7 years ago. And then you have Metro Trans Logistics LLC, which now is showing an Ohio corporation, which just started 3 months ago. So this authority has been moved from New Jersey over to Ohio. And they have a connection to another MC and DOT number that is no longer active called RPM Logistics LLC. These are frauds in the industry. These are chameleons. And for them to not pay a driver $150, we'd like to thank them because they have now exposed themselves to the whole community, and especially here on the Axel Live Show. Metro Trans, I hope you've enjoyed your show. You stay permanently. Anyone who gets a show from me, they stay permanently on my list. I have a memory. I have a very good memory. I remember the names. I remember the corporations. You know, guys will ask me, hey, what about this company or this corporation, Axel? And I'll say, you know, this address looks familiar. Because I've been doing this for a while now, and it's very easy to root out these frauds in this industry. Drivers, don't be scared. Don't be scared to expose these frauds in the industry. These are a virus, a nasty virus. And I'm going to say it as clear as day. A majority of them I am finding are of foreign nationalities, in particular, Russian, Ukrainian, Uzbekistan, Georgian, Punjabis. A lot of guys like to call them Indians. There are Indian frauds, but a lot of them are Punjabis as well, mostly on the West Coast. We have major cities such as Los Angeles, a lot of California actually, Chicago, Georgia, some in Florida, a bunch on the Carolina side, and then they branch off in PA and New Jersey, New York over there, a lot of them. And then, of course, we always have the famous Wyoming addresses that you'll have like 300-400 trucking authorities assigned to a little brick building. Listen, in this country, we have exponential fraud. Fraud is costing millions and billions of dollars. From the Somalis committing their fraud over there in Minnesota with daycare centers that don't even have children in them, collecting $1 to $3 million a year to perpetuate their fraud. But we here, we're going to concentrate on the trucking industry and all the fraud that's happening here. From these numerous corporations that closed down, reopened, the authorities have moved across state lines, money laundering, churches bringing over people. We have it all, folks. We have bank accounts that are doing crazy stuff, laundering money overseas. And we do analysis reports also, and we send them off to the proper authorities. But Metro Trans, you are crooks. You are frauds. You better pay this guy his $150. That's what I would do. You better hope that you at least pay him his $150. And you know what? If I were you, I'd double it. I would double it. I would say, because we screwed him during Christmas time, we're going to make it 300 and hope that Axel is very busy and he doesn't come back to bother us anymore. But like I always say, this episode is now being viewed by Agent X, and I don't know what he's going to do. He's probably going to write up a big report on you, and he's going to send it in. And I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden you have a pending insurance cancellation. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of brokers now, because I have a huge email list, just like you guys have received this show in your email. So a lot of these brokers, the good brokers, they're going to say, thank you, Axel. They're going to turn to their people and they're going to say, shut them down, turn them off in our system. No more loads for you. No soup for you. I'm Axel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Leave your comments. And for you frauds, we got an endless supply. We're coming. We're coming for all of you.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for